So, how to spot domestic abuse is the title and the topic for today. Domestic abuse hides in plain sight. It's like a chameleon. A chameleon could just be nearer to you, but if you don't pay close attention, you'll miss it. You'll probably step on it if it's on the ground. So how does this relate to domestic abuse? Narcissistic abuse, toxic relationships, is that when you enter into a relationship with a toxic person or a narcissistic person, they're not written on the forehead that they are an abuser. And for you to finally recognize abuse, you would be like, if it was going into the water, you would be like on the deep end. You'll be swimming on the deep end. This would be like a swimming pool. So, having said that, I've got a trick that I'll share with you at the end that abusers use. If you stick around, I'm going to share with you, because I've come to realize all the signs, all the tricks, what manipulators use. So let's start with love bombing, right? Love bombing is one of the tactics, one of the tools all abusers use. They might borrow money from payday loaners. They might pawn their laptop, or you name it, whatever it is that they have in their possession, for them to be able to get money to love bomb you. They will stay on the phone with you for hours on end. They will text you. They want to be close to you. They want to spend a lot of time with you. Like in the end, I mean, it's so suffocating, the amount of attention and love they'll give you. So if you've never received that kind of attention, you just think that you've struck gold. Why not? Why wouldn't you think that? Because you wouldn't think a person is an abuser. So, yeah. When it's your birthday or any other occasion, they can just probably just want to spoil you. Just like, why not? Let me just spoil you. They'll give you gifts. And then, so what love bombing actually does to you as a victim is that you get sold on. You think you found the perfect partner or perfect match for you. So you think life is going to be like that forever, right? But nope. Once they've lured you in, it's like when you're fishing, right? Once you're in their trap, you've been trapped. They'll start lowering your standards. They'll start doing that to you. And now you are confused. Because in the beginning, they showed you all the attention. They gave you all the love, or they said they loved you. They bought you stuff. They took you out to restaurants. Well, let me give you an example before we even go any further. One of my dear friends was love bombed. It was a birthday, and she had never celebrated a birthday, according to their own words. So what she did was, or what the abuser did to her, was that they managed to speak to their friend so that they could rent out or rent out space, like a restaurant. It was a restaurant set up, and there was no customers on that day. So I was a bit confused as well, because I was invited to come and celebrate her birthday with her. She was in a new area, and this guy was, it was just a charming guy. Everyone liked him. So for my friend to be in a relationship with this person, it was like, oh my God, you're just a perfect match. And this guy is hardworking, and you just seem good together, right? So like I said, she was maybe age doesn't matter, but in some cultures, if your woman is older than a man, they don't take it lightly. They actually abuse you for your age. So anyways, this guy was younger to my friend, and I was like, oh my God, this guy doesn't even mind your age difference or the age gap between the two of you. And not only that, they made the restaurant staff bring out a cake, and they sang happy birthday to her, and they took pictures, and it was just the four of us. The boyfriend brought his friend, and my friend brought me, so it was just the four of us there. Okay, it was maybe an impromptu celebration, so I thought. But from that day, in the preceding years, the birthday wasn't celebrated, and my friend started getting distant. I never saw her much. We'll probably bump into each other in, like Aldi, because there was an Aldi near where we used to live. So I'll be like busy minding my own business, trying to pick up the groceries from the shelf. And then as I turned, she was also turning, and I'm like, oh my God, oh, hi, what's happening? Well, hi, what's happening? I could sense something was wrong, but I didn't know what was going on. I just thought, oh, maybe it's a new relationship, so they just want to keep themselves to themselves, and I'll always be there for them or for her. So now this was love bombing at play. I spoke about my own in one of the videos that you can see on this channel. So now the other thing is, they don't want you to have friends. They don't want you to go out on your own, but they don't stick to the rule. It's just for you, the rule, the double standard way of living. I used to call that a hypocrisy. That you say something, but then you don't do the same. So that's being a hypocrite. So anyways, the other thing is, they are so full of jealousy. This is one of the warning signs, red flag. If they're possessive and jealousy, they're not just jealous in what you wear, what you do, and they're also possessive. They don't want you to spend time with anybody. They'll tell you so and so is not good for you. So what they're doing is, they're now controlling you. They've love bombed you, now controlling you, and they're using these tactics to emotionally abuse you. Because if somebody's saying you cannot hang out with your friends, but they are hanging out with their friends, and then you are now lower, they've set a standard that they are higher than you, you are lower. So that's not healthy, because you want to gain that equilibrium, and it's not happening. And they start like just being controlling. They want to know if you go out, what you're doing, who you with. And this, for me, manifested by them calling. I would be in the house, and they will be stonewalling me. Stonewalling is them not talking to me. But if I just decide to go out, maybe shopping, or just go out for a breather, they would be calling. And then I'll be like, this person hasn't called me in 3 months, whether they're out and now they're calling me all of a sudden. What is happening? So imagine my shock when I saw the call coming through. I'm like, hello? I mean, like, what's going on? Because that was becoming uncommon for me. So that's the controlling behavior they will do to you. And also, now that if they've managed to control you, now they want to push the pedal down, like to proper press hard on you, and they start exhibiting threatening behavior towards you. So, for example, they've gone out, right? They've already said you cannot go out with your friends, and they're saying, so they've gone out with their friends without telling you. You don't know nothing. You've probably seen them drive off if they drive, or you've probably seen a friend come and pick them up, and then you don't know if they're coming back or what time they're coming back or where have they gone. If you try to call them, they'll be like, you're so insecure. You can't let me just have fresh air. Let's hang out with my friends. Now, when they come back, they're now telling you that you're insecure. They're now accusing you that you don't have a life. Remember, they are the ones who've brought you to this position. And not only that, they might want to threaten you violently. So now you'll be so scared to speak out, to even ask anything, because now you're like, okay, it's now like you're in prison. There's a jailer and then you're the prisoner, so you cannot like talk back to you. Otherwise, you get more punishment. And the other sign of domestic abuse is if they have anger issues. Anger issues is masking what is lying beneath. So what they will do is they'll probably just take your phone and throw it away. It might be just something that you're trying to explain to them, and then they just like abruptly react. And then before you even like, your brain is connected with your mind, or your heart and mind, or your words with your brain. You haven't even managed to process what's happening. They've already took your phone and then it's been thrown against the wall and then it's broken. Or they've pushed you. And then you're like surprised. So what does this mean? Because the other thing with abuse is they don't use physical. Because everyone thinks abuse is physical. So if you haven't got bruises, if you haven't got broken bones, if they've not threatened to fist fight you, then, or even they haven't thrown a fight towards your face, then people normally don't regard that as abuse. So anger problems is one of the signs of domestic abusers. It's one of the signs domestic abusers use. And then I've already spoken about isolation. Like I said, my friend, I started seeing less and less of her. Normally on my birthday, she'll probably come through and give me a birthday card. But then I noticed that my birthday would come and it would be like end of the day, I've gone to bed. I mean, you cannot call somebody and say, oh, hey, have you forgotten my birthday? No. So one time I had the letterbox, a letter come through the letterbox. And then I was like, oh, could that be at this time of day? It was like around 10 p.m. I like going to bed early. So now it was her. She sent a birthday card through. But then I had to ask her, instead of saying thank you, I just wanted to know the reason behind what's happening, because you can just tell change in behavior. This is not how she was. So what's happening? And we don't even live far off from each other. It was just like 3 minutes away. So my antenna was picking up signals that something's off. I've already spoken about punishment. They punish you if it is... here is what my punishment was. If they were going to go and do something, they would choose not to do it. If you were going to go to work and then they were going to stay with the kids, they will all of a sudden are not feeling well. Well, I mean, people can all of a sudden fall ill. But when you're dealing with an abuser, everything is calculated. Everything they do is a form of manipulating you. The other thing that happens, like in the beginning, during the love bombing stage, is that they sort of future fake you. You see a lot of potential in them. So you fall in love with potential without realizing that it is one of the tactics they use. And after love bombing, gaslighting, control, emotional abuse, smear campaign, you just start being isolated. And then you're wondering, oh, like I said, my friend, she started distancing herself, maybe for reasons about what I've just said from herself and the partner. But yeah, she just wouldn't call. And then I wondered why. If I called her, she was just cold. And I wondered, what's happening? So I'll be like, oh, maybe I called it the wrong time. Let me just leave it. And they'll call me back when they're free to talk. And lo and behold, when they called me, I'll be like, oh, so happy my friend is thought of me. But I remember one time them mentioning something that I was like, what? Did that happen? It was sad to learn that from a friend. Then when I realized that this guy is not what he said he was or what he pretended to be. He was been wearing a mask all along. So abusers wear masks. I mean, not the mask that we know about, but they pretend to be what they are not. They act out. They should be the best actors. I mean, Hollywood, yeah, they are the best actors because they can make you believe and you can get sold out on them, thinking it's real when it's not. So this is my take on how to spot domestic abuse. And like I promised, what I've come to realize about abusers is they've got their own language they use. They know that if they press this button, you are going to respond this way. So I remember one person who was a friend, right? But there's a tendency of a friend. But then I don't know if the message got lost or what. But then they sent me a message. This was on, it was a DM. They sent me a DM. Let me take a sip of water. It was a DM, right? And then we're like exchanging something on in our DMs. And then I think I remember them writing, I miss you. And then I was like, what? We've just been chatting. Why is he sending me that message? And then I just like, what's going on? And then they never responded. But then I knew that is one of the words abusers use. I can't remember who else told me about that. But then my friend did that to me. I was like, oh, okay. I didn't know my friend was doing that to other girls because it's just unfortunate. Yeah. With that said, I hope this has helped you to spot signs of domestic abuse for you or for your loved ones. So please let me know in the comment section what you think has helped you, if any, and if there's any other videos you want me to talk about, because I am survivor of domestic abuse. I lived in it for 18 years, but I've also encountered other types of abuse in my lifetime. You can find the videos on this channel. I'll put the one about 18 years of being in a toxic relationship, so you can click the link here. Okay, bye. Thank you for your time.